Good evening, folks. Wayne Bolden. I'm here at the Speed King channel. How y'all doing? I'm doing real well. It is Wednesday evening, and I'm here to give you my pick and my final pick for the Derby. It wasn't that hard, but we finally got the data where we wanted, and it's exactly what we thought would happen. If you're watching this video, do us a big favor. Ring the bell. Hey, the red button. Subscribe. Each and every week we do major races throughout the nation, so that way you can be notified every time we do one of these. And first and foremost, I want to give a shout out to all you classy listeners. It's been a long prep, races for the Derby, and all the back and forwards that we've been doing. Hey, thank you for staying classy 110%. I love it. I love it. You folks are real classy, and most of all, I learn a bunch from you. And as I had promised, I have my pick, and it is going to be Midnight Bourbon. But before we get going, let me say this. We had a bunch of fun doing this, but let me wish the jocks and the horses a safe trip around the track on Saturday. It is a game, so we want to also remember that, you know, there's people out there in horses, equines that we want to see safe. So we love them to break clean and stay in their lane, and we wish each and every one of them a safe trip around the track, and the best of luck to everybody out there. And, you know, we have a field of 20, and really when you look at it, the field isn't that tough. There's a lot of 50 and 60 to 1s in the race, and there should be. The top 7 players in the race, you know who they are, the known agendas. Fortunately, he's coming off the top, and he's down on the inside. And, of course, you know, you got the favorite coming out of the 14 hole. He's 2 to 1. He's undervalued. We're not crazy about that. And, of course, you know, highly motivated is stuck out there in the 17 hole, and he's coming off the top. I'm not crazy about that. And Soups and Sandwiches is just light in the boots, you know. Don't have a whole lot of racing. Nice horse, but he's also coming off the top. Medina Spirit is sitting at the 8 hole, and, you know, it looks like he's stuck on stupid, but he will be forwardly placed when the gate opens. There's no doubt about that. And it is Bob Baffert. But we leaned away from him as well. Hot Rod Charlie, we just believe is overdeveloped, and I think that that's the end of the road. The favorite, obviously, is acclaimed, and he has accolades all over the place, and everybody should be able to pick their spots where they want to be on the track. Even though I hate the 14 hole where the essential quality is coming out of, he still should be the favorite and still can win the race. I just don't like the 2 to 1, and he was also looking like he was moving backwards on the figures. So again, I've watched Midnight Bourbon since the Champagne on the 10th of October when Jackie Warrior ran out of the TV screen up there at Belmont. They turned Midnight Bourbon out in October, and they brought him back January 16th at the fairgrounds in the Lecompton Stakes. And she jumped and she improved. And typical Asmussen, I've been watching this for 20 years, starting down at Lone Star, starting with one of my first Asmussen horse called 50 Stars. And when he came out of the Lecompton, they went into the Risen Star. And of course, you know, Mandalou won that race, and he improved again. Now, Steve be pointing towards races. I watched it. It's a masterful job that he's done with Midnight Bourbon. And out of the Risen Star, he goes into the Louisiana Derby on the 20th of March, and he runs second. And I believe it's all by design, not to run second, but to just get enough out, knowing that they're pointing towards the Derby. And, of course, Hot Rod Charlie won the Louisiana Derby, and that's where all the fanfare comes with Hot Rod Charlie and his one accolade. But Steve Asmussen is a developer, folks, and he's masterful at what he does. And I believe that Midnight Bourbon is just sitting on a proper development as a 3-year-old. He started both of his 2-year-old maiden races at Ellis Park, and he just continued to improve and to improve. So after all is said and done, he checks all the boxes for me across the Equibase numbers, across the time form numbers, across the speed figures, and across the buyer. I think he's sitting on a big race, and at 20 to 1, that's not hard to take with my guy Steve Asmussen. He is 0 for 21 in the Derby, and I think that may change on Saturday. So, again, there's my pick. I am torn between Midnight Bourbon and Mandaloo. When I use my pick 5, I will use both of them. But my pick in 2020's Kentucky Derby is the one and only Steve Asmussen. I believe this horse is being developed properly in his 3 races as a 3-year-old. After the Champagne, this horse goes LeCompte, Risen Star, gets something out of it, into the Louisiana Derby and get something out of it. So after all is said and done, it looks like my guy, that's right, Mr. Asmussen, look like we might be draping roses over him right away, you know. And I know my boy Nicky out there is happy with me, because my boy Nico out there, he loves him some Midnight Bourbon, and you know I do too. Hey, I know that all the players are in the race, but the Speed Kingdom landed on my guy again. You're saying you're being a homer. I'm telling you now, I think that he's been developed properly as a 3-year-old. I really do. And everybody's doing these big races, and I think Steve is, crafty like a fox, and that he's got this horse sitting on go-go, y'all. So as you always know, this is going to be a very short video for me. I wish each and every one of you luck in the Kentucky Derby. I love the comments and stuff we've been doing the last 2 weeks. It's been a bunch of fun, and it keeps going on. And so a shout out to Nikki and Nakia and to Jack and to James and Mr. Bill out there and Don and all the people, Mr. Lopez, David. Hey guys, you know, you're real classy. And we're going to have a bunch of fun. Hey, but we ain't done yet. Don't think the Speed King's done. I'm going to be putting pick 5s together, pick 3s, pick 8s, pick whatever. We're going to be doing it on Friday. Don't forget the Oaks Derby double. You know, let's make sure we get those in. Let's structure our bet. And remember, demand value. Anytime you go to the game, demand value. I don't care what we do. Once again, classy people, you know it's Midnight Bourbon coming from the 10 hole. It's Asmussen all the time. I'm going to cash this one, y'all. Have a bunch of fun. I'll comment with y'all over the line, right? Talk to you soon. Have a great day. And most of all, stay classy in everything that you do, folks. Appreciate you. Oh yeah, may the horse be with you.